Native News Today.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Native News Today. As always, we appreciate you joining us this afternoon. Gerald Walford with Jason Salzman. And Jason, we feel like we've got a great lineup all this afternoon.
Absolutely, Gerald. We've got a lot of stuff going on. The Creek Constitution Commission met again, as well as some history going on in Tahlequah with the restoration there of the Supreme Court building, the oldest government building in Oklahoma, as well as Willie Haney stopping by to talk a little bit about Seminole Nation days and some other stuff too.
Yes, we got a chance to visit with Miss Hayley Heart, National Solo Twirler Champion this year, Muskogee Creek citizen. Julia Noel Rubidoo, who's 2000 Miss Indian Oklahoma, caught up with her at the Tulsa Powwow of Champions this last week. And you and I also got to venture out to Norman, Oklahoma to Media Day out there. A couple of Native American players that they have there on the roster. All this today on Native News Today.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun this week. I did a lot of stuff and got to travel out and really a wide range of stories. Nothing's really the same. So stick around. We'll be right back after this break. You're watching Native News Today.
Hey, this is Adman. Smoking is the leading cause of preventable death in the United States.
Hey, this is Craig Jeezy. Smoking accounts for 400,000 deaths in the United States each year.
Yo, I'm the Silverback and we're the Jasper Kings, and we'd like to invite you to join us at the Native Voice for Native Youth talent show and concert for tobacco prevention.
We have too many kids smoking when they're young.
Thanks, and we hope to see you there.
We got too many kids smoking when they're young. Got too many kids.
And history is being made at the Muskogee Creek Nation as there is a Creek Constitutional Convention Commission set in place to allow the citizens, the voting citizens that is, out there a chance to change the Constitution of the Muskogee Creek Nation as they so see it fit, and give them the chance to give them amendments, and Lyle Deere is the spokesman for this commission.
February 18, 2006, the Muskogee people voted to hold a constitutional convention, and it was passed by 77%, and we finished our public hearings according to that vote. We've finished our rules and regulations of the convention. We are going to be continuing with our commission meetings, which is open to the public. We have one coming up Tuesday night, August 19th, and August 22nd, or excuse me, August 26th. And they are open to the public and open for public views and comments at that time. So they're very welcome to come in and speak with the commissioners and express their views and their proposed amendments. They can bring them in that evening. They come to the district court in the Seminole Creek Nation. It's in the Mound Building, and our meetings begin at 6:30, and we usually continue on to around 9 o'clock in the evening. We completed our public hearings, and we've handed out our forms for public views and proposed amendments. August 29th is the deadline for that to be submitted. It needs to be date marked at that time, August 29th, to be approved by the commission to go on into the convention.
Jason, you guys got a chance to visit over in Cherokee country, didn't you?
Yeah, we have a good time every time we go over to Tahlequah, and just a great bunch of people over there that work with the Cherokee Nation and do a lot of things as involved with restoring their culture and making sure that the youth will be educated in the future. And this is just another example of that with the restoration of the Supreme Court building. We're here in downtown Tahlequah at Katua Street. As you can see right behind me here, the historic Cherokee Supreme Court building, the oldest government building in the state of Oklahoma. And we are here today along with Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, Chad Smith, and lots of other tribal dignitaries here to kick off the renovation of this building. A great day for the Cherokee Nation.
You know, among ourselves and the general public, sometimes we lose perspective as to what the Cherokee Nation is. And the building behind us is our Supreme Court building. There's no greater symbol or monument of what the Cherokee Nation is. It's a government. It's predated the United States by 60 years. And it actually has so many dimensions of stories behind it. For example, you know, after that infamous Trail of Tears, 4,000 people died from here back to Georgia. What was the first building we built? Our Supreme Court building, because we were people of the law and the government. and we believed in self-determination to such a great passion, and we defined ourselves as patriots of our nation. And it took so long to revitalize our nation after Oklahoma statehood. It survived the American Civil War, it survived allotment, it survived all the horrific circumstances that we faced for the last 150 years. And now it's finally going to be restored as a reminder to ourselves and to our children. You know, our nation will survive, it will prosper, it will excel. We just can never forget the most fundamental aspects, is that we are a people of law and order, and we have a great passion and patriotism to our nation. Any monument should be a living monument. So when our kids come here, they can say, you know, that stuff I saw on television, that's a bunch of baloney. They didn't wear headdresses, weren't in teepees, weren't barbaric savages. Extremely adaptive, perceptive, intelligent, artful. And here's just a remnant of that history 150 years ago. Where can we go 10 years from now, and 20 years from now, and 100 years from now? You know, it's just a great opportunity, and any student of history, any friend of Indian America can come to the spot and say, you know, we're not a people of the past, we're people of the future.
Well, Jason, it looks like holiday season is upon us with the tribes, and the Seminole Nation is getting ready for theirs.
Yeah, the Seminole Nation Day is one of the biggest events for that tribe throughout the year, and whether it's sporting events, arts and crafts, food, there's something for everybody out there, even entertainment. So if you got a chance, go out to Seminole Nation Days. I'll let these guys tell you a little bit more about it. I am joined by a couple of guys representing the Seminole tribe, and also these guys do a lot of work with the Seminole Nation Honor Guard. I'm talking about Willie Haney here and Mr. Charlie Harjo. Guys, been on with us before, so I want to say thanks, and it's good to see you again. Always good to see a familiar face, but good to see you guys and doing a lot of great work with the Honor Guard. But we got some great things coming up with the Seminole Nation I know you're pleased to talk about today.
Yeah, we've got the Seminole Nation Days coming up in September. I think it starts the 15th through the 21st. And during the whole week, there'll be a bunch of different things going on. Monday, Tuesday, I think Wednesday is the Princess pageant. But basically, from Friday to Sunday is when the whole deal out at the mission is going to be going on. Friday evening, they'll have gospel singing from 6 to 9. And then from 9 to whatever will be stomp dance.
Absolutely. You got a lot of stuff going on all 3 days, and you talk about that whole weekend out there at the mission. And Charlie, I know you probably don't like to pick favorites, but what's maybe one of your favorite parts of the whole Seminole Nation Day celebration?
Well, I like the food they serve on Saturday evenings, the tribal feed. That is real good. But my favorite part is putting on a powwow for these people, and I enjoy doing that. And we've done it for 2 or 3 years in a row now, and I just feel good, and I also dance with it. Right. And when our color guard does the presentation, the flag presentation, before the chief makes his state of address speech, we have opening ceremonies for him, at which time I compose a song for the color guard that we sing, and it does have Creek words.
Absolutely. And now, Willie, he just referenced the principal chief there of the Seminole Nation. You not only call him the principal chief, but you also call him brother. He is your brother, and he has made it basically a quest of his. You said earlier that going to have a powwow this year for the people, and that's one of the big things he's been talking about, right?
Yeah, that's one of the things that he talked about. He approached me. He said, I want to have a big powwow. I said, I want a big one. So that's what we're shooting at. Last year was the first time we had a powwow like that in a long time, but this one we think is going to be a little bit bigger. We've got a little bit more prize money into it this time, plus we're looking at getting 4 places, 4, 3, 2, and 1 on the contest. We're going to contest in all 8 adult categories, and we hope to have a lot of people come out. It'll be just a one-day thing on Sunday afternoon. Sunday morning, we're going to start out at 9 o'clock with a church service, which will last till about 11 o'clock. Now, also there, we have a free carnival going on that whole weekend, and that'll be starting on Sunday. It'll be opening up at 10 o'clock until 6. I think also at the Kelly Haney Center on the Seminole State College there, they're going to have, I think, 15 people exhibit their photography. So
That'd be great. And Kelly, noted artist out there. There'll be a lot going on right there. So all of this and more going on at Seminole Nation Days. Everybody come on out, and I can vouch for these guys' word. If they say you're going to have a good time, I promise you will. So come on out, see Charlie, see Willie, and tell them you said hi. Tell them you saw them on the program, and everybody have fun out at the Seminole Nation Days.
Jason, you remember being in high school and all the work it took to get ready for the football games, being on the football team. Well, you know, the band and the twirlers at halftime, well, they put a lot of work in too, you know?
Yeah, it's everything goes in to make a big show, and certainly the case for Miss Hayley Heart here, the National Solo Twirler Champion, and got to visit with her and see how it's done.
My name is Hayley Heart, and I'm from Owasso, Oklahoma, and I just recently won the National Solo at Nationals in Indiana, and I was very excited. It was a big accomplishment for me, and it's something that I haven't ever done yet, so I was very thrilled, and it was probably one of the best titles I have. Just because I'm the third generation, so I have a lot of help at home, obviously, and I can always, just ask if I'm having difficulty with something, then I can just, ask and see what I'm doing wrong or whatever. I always have a coach at home.
I bought her a little baton, and taught her a little bit, and I said, if you ever want to learn to twirl, well, let me know. And that was the end of it. She was 5. And then at 10, we went over to a soccer game for her brother, and she came in and announced, I want to learn to twirl. Can you teach me to twirl? And so that's how it started. And we didn't think it would last, but it has.
Leading up to nationals, I try to make it a little bit longer just to get the extra practice in, and it really pays off in the end, obviously, because I did really well.
My name is Shauna Hart, and I'm Hayley's mother, and I am very proud of Hayley. She has put in a lot of hours to practicing, but it definitely paid off this summer when we went to nationals, because she did come home with a national championship. So yeah, I remember the hours that I used to put in when I twirled, and now she's doing the same. But that's what you have to do when you want to compete at the national level, is you've got to put in the time and the effort and practices and going wherever you need to go to meet with the national coaches to perfect your skill. It's all very important.
I've absolutely loved it, and it's just been really exciting to go all over the country and just see everything and meet new people, and it's really fun because whenever you go to competition you see somebody that you know that you haven't seen in a while. It's really exciting.
Well, I'm Jack Spradling. I'm Hayley's grandfather, and real proud of her. She's done well, and she's worked hard, and it's really made a difference in her and the change and in the maturity that she's reached through the twirling.
Well, I hope to just succeed in everything and go as far as I can and hopefully twirl at Oklahoma State University. That's my biggest dream right now.
Jason, so many things happening out in Indian country, as we always like to allude to. And this past week in Tulsa, they had the Tulsa Powwow of Champions, always a special event happening. Julia Noel Rubidoux, the 2000 Miss Indian Oklahoma, got a chance to talk with her about the special dance that she has. Also, her daughter Lily, who partakes in these dances.
You know, we hear so much how important it is to preserve the language, which of course is true. It's a major part of every Native American culture. But from what you're telling me tonight too, it's important too to pass down the heritage of the dance and what it's all about, right?
Right. I think it's important to pass it down through modeling, but I think I taught the Kiowa language in Anadarko at the high school for a while, and the one thing I noticed was a lack of interest with the younger generation. That maybe I guess within the age ranges of 16 to 18, well younger, maybe 14 to 18, there was a lack of interest. And I think we as younger people, myself being 27 years old, need to really kind of stimulate that interest for the little bit younger generation, because our elders are passing away fast, and my father is in his mid-50s, and he's considered almost an elder because our elders are leaving us so fast. And so it's really important to really model for our younger generation, our teenagers and our 6-year-olds, like my daughter's 6, to really model for them the interest and how fun it is to carry on your own ways of your own tribe. And I tell my daughter and my son, that our ways, our Indian ways, are our own. We don't have any other ways, and nobody can take those ways away from us today, but we can let go of them. We don't need to do that because they're special and they're our own ways. Nobody can take them away now, so we need to really utilize that opportunity to just grab onto what we can.
Well, now I think you have a little one that's running around here somewhere. We'll get a picture of her fully here in a minute, but just tell us a little bit about her name, and the outfit or costume or uniform that she's wearing.
Her name is Lily Elise Painter, and she also wears buckskin dress. She's dressed like a little Southern Plains girl. She's either Kiowa or Comanche clothing that she has on. It looks very similar, Southern Plains buckskins. The style's a little different. Cheyenne women's buckskin dresses are a little different than Kiowa women's or Arapaho women's, or so the tribes differ a little. You can tell if you really know your tribal regalia or outfits. But she competes in women, junior girls buckskin, and she also has a jingle dress. She was given the right to jingle dress dance, and she dances Southern cloth as well. So she's really learning a lot from me, and I really am grateful that she has been able to do the things that I do, and she enjoys them.
Now you have to educate our public a little bit out there. You mentioned jingle dress. Now that's a common term among the powwow crowd. But exactly what is a jingle dress?
A jingle dress is a northern style of dress for women. There's several stories that originate as to where that jingle dress came from. And I've heard it called a healing dress, originating from the Ojibwe people. It's a different style of a dance. It's more, it's not as graceful, but it is more athletic, more movement.
Miss Julia Newell Rubidoux. Aho.
And we have come to the part of our show where it's really the meat and potatoes, I guess you could say.
We need a football.
OU Media Day. Nah, not really. We just break something. We were in Norman, Oklahoma at the home of the 7-time national champion Oklahoma football program, and you'll be pleased to know there's 2 Native Americans doing great things for that team, and we got a chance to visit with those guys on this great day.
We are on the place where legends are made of, the University of Oklahoma. In 1985, when I was attending school here, OU won one of their 7th national championships. Jason, you were here too, and they won a few, I think?
We were here for the 7th, actually, Gerald, in 2000. That was my first year here. And we went on a lot of road trips that year. I remember going to actually went to Oklahoma State that year, went to Texas A&M, a lot of big ball games, the Miracle down there, so a lot of great memories on this field and at this institution. But we're here for Media Days today, having a good time, right?
That's right. We're going to be interviewing 2 University of Oklahoma football players that happen to be of Native American heritage here, all taking this in here on the Native News Today.
Absolutely. We're going to be talking to some coaches and media members as well, Gerald, talking about the Native American heritage, the rich culture that exists in this state, and how it's tied to this university, this institution, and this football program, all happening right here.
Okay, you know this man here, quarterback Sam Bradford, ready to lead the Sooners again to another successful year. Sam, how do you feel about this year's team?
I feel really good, especially, offensively we got a lot of guys coming back. I think we have a chance to be a great offense, and, from what I've seen from our defense, they look to be very solid again. So I'm really excited about, the chance we have as a team this year to go where we want to go.
Well, I know that you've been working a lot in the off season. How has your conditioning been for the off season?
Obviously there's times where it's not fun, out there running, stadiums, and it's 100 degrees. It's something you don't want to do, but it's something you have to do, and I think, something that pays off, especially at this time of the year. So I think it went really well this year.
Sam, I have to ask you about your Native American heritage because we're a Native American show here, Native News Today.
Okay.
You are of the Cherokee tribe, is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Tell us your family's heritage with the Cherokees.
My great-grandmother on my father's side she's full Cherokee.
What's her name?
Susie Walking Stick.
All right. Well, I got to say CO to you. You know what that means?
No.
Okay, CO is hello in Cherokee.
Okay, cool. All right.
We
Appreciate you.
No
Best
problem.
of luck.
All right, thank you.
We're here with Derek Shaw from the Oklahoma Sooners. Derek, we have to ask you about this nice-looking tattoo here, this very indigenous-looking design here. Tell us a little bit about it, please.
I just wanted something to, if I was out here on Saturdays, people can look. And, I know a lot of people recognize me by now, but, like you said, I get a lot of kids, like Native American kids and stuff that come out to the games, and they like to get my autograph and stuff. And I don't know, it's just kind of something special for me, and it'd just be kind of cool to have it out here on the field.
Now, Derek, you've lived in both sides of the state, the east side and the west side. So, and I know you being skinned, you've gotten a good chance to taste some good Indian food out there. So, talking specifically about fry bread, okay? Not being biased or anything, the west side fry bread versus the east side fry bread, which would you say is better?
Nothing beats my mama's fry bread, so I'm going to have to say the east side.
There you go. And what makes your mom's fry bread so special?
It's the best.
Joined right now at Media Day by Mr. Barry Tramel, columnist for the Daily Oklahoman out there, or just the Oklahoman for most of us. But Barry, thanks for sitting here and chatting with us. I know you're working out here just like all the rest of us, but good day. Nice day out here, not too hot, and a little breeze.
Yeah, it is, and I tell you who appreciates the most is the players. Practice in 102, 105 degree weather has got to be miserable.
Yeah, we think about it for us, and kind of have to be a little selfish think about that. They're out here practicing this. But Barry, what I want to talk to you mostly about is we're Native News Today, television program focusing on Indian issues, and of course we got a Native American signal caller for the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, as you look through the years, you've did all kinds of lists, top Sooners of all time, and you recently on one of your lists named Mr. Jack Jacobs, one of your all-time great Sooners. And talk about a little bit about Jacobs. Everybody out there knows his Native American heritage.
Well, Jack Jacobs is one of the great players in OU history, and a little bit forgotten because he had the misfortune of playing before the Bud Wilkinson era. So, I would say he's probably the greatest OU football player before the war. Great quarterback, played in the NFL, was a Canadian Football League star, and the great punter at Oklahoma, did all kinds of things. From Muskogee, we talk a lot about all the great Muskogee players, the Burris brothers and Max Boydston and Eddie Crowder, a bunch of others. But Indian Jack Jacobs was one of the first, and he's if he played today, he'd be a superstar nationally. Unfortunately, he played late 30s, early 40s when the media spotlight was not great. Mm-hmm. But I try to keep his name alive as much as possible.
That's great, and we appreciate that. And one of the great things about your writing is very insightful, and you look for the things back there that a lot of people may not write about. And one of the things I noticed in one of your recent articles is about the great showings at Sequoia basketball games and the Indian following that happens there and everything like that. With the emergence of Sam Bradford as quarterback here, and you don't see many Native American athletes out there, but the emergence of Sam here and other Native American athletes doing things, do you kind of see the trend changing a little bit to where these coaches are going out and recruiting these athletes the right way?
Well, I think so. What I think Sam Bradford can do for Native Americans is maybe just inspire some of the kids to think about football. In the American Indian culture, basketball is huge. I don't think football is that huge. So maybe that can change. I don't know who, but somebody had to pioneer the basketball heritage, and so maybe Sam Bradford can do the same in football. Football's a little harder game to get your arms around if you're just a kid wanting to play on your own. Basketball, you can go out in the driveway or on the schoolyard, and you can make yourself a good basketball player. So you need a better support system, a strong school. I saw where Riverside has resumed football this year after a 2-year hiatus, so that's a good trend. So I think that's what Sam Bradford could do most for the Native Americans is just inspire some kids that, hey, he can play football, he can be great, and maybe I can play too.
Yeah, and for Native American people, a guy like Sam Bradford, we couldn't ask for a better kid in that position to be a role model for our young kids. So, Barry, as always, insightful, and thank you for your comments today, and we'll let you get back to work.
You bet. Thanks.
I'm here with the legendary Merv Johnson at OU Media Day, the coach. And, Coach, good to see you today, and want to thank you for stopping by with Native News Today.
Not a problem. I enjoy doing it. There's so much going on out here. I kind of go back and try to tie up some loose ends in my office. So I just showed up.
All right, absolutely. Well, we're just telling you we were here covering a little bit of Native American athletes on the team, Sam Bradford, Derek Shaw, just to name a couple. And we were talking with you about some of the great ones in the past. We talked with Barry Tramel a while ago about Indian Jack Jacobs, and you know Mr. Sammy Clappin, too.
Well, that's right. I'm not old enough to remember Indian Jack, obviously, but Sammy Jack certainly do remember. Didn't get to coach him. I got here right after he finished, but what a great guy. And, you know, as he came back to pro ball and came back to the state, started coaching and everything, you know, I think he had a tremendous impact on the people of Oklahoma, the Oklahoma football fans, and certainly the guys he was working with at the high school level. And it's tragic that he's gone so early.
Now, we talk about those athletes there and now our present-day athletes, but you look around the nation and maybe not so well represented with Native American athletes. Are we as institutions and colleges, do you think the steps are being taken in the right direction to reach out to the Native American communities out there?
You know, it's not something that I've studied, but here in Oklahoma, certainly that opportunity exists for every youngster that wants to play this crazy sport. You know, it's not for everybody. It requires quite a commitment. It's not easy, but I think the opportunity is certainly there for the Native American athletes here in Oklahoma to, maybe as it always has been, maybe we'll be back with Jim Thorpe and ever since. But other parts of the country, I couldn't say for that.
Well, Merv, I want to thank you for your time here today, and we know you got a lot going on, a busy day here, and we're going to let you get back to business here. So I want to thank you for stopping by with us, and don't have too much fun up there in the booth with Bob this year. Keep him in line.
You know, that's the most fun I get to have, between laughing at him and laughing with him and enjoying the games. You know, I feel blessed to have the opportunity to, at this stage of my career, to do something like this. It makes me feel just like I'm a small part of what goes on Saturdays, and I look forward to, hopefully, for doing it for quite a while.
Well, we look forward to listening to you guys on there. It's always a great broadcast, and just keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, our thanks to Creek Commission and their convention, and the Cherokee Supreme Court, Chad Smith, and the people all doing the good work over there. Willie Haney and Seminole Nation Days, certainly an event to look forward to. Hayley Heart, congratulations to her 2008 solo national championship, and we wish her all the best of luck. Julia Noel Rubidoux and her daughter Lily at the 2008 Powwow of Champions, we wish her all the best of luck too as well. And we can say best of luck too to the University of Oklahoma Sooners and their media day. All the best to them this season.
Sam Bradford, Cherokee quarterback there for the Oklahoma Sooners, and Mr. Derek Shaw, who's deep snapper for the guys. And we wish Derek a speedy recovery. He had a little injury problem there in the offseason.
He'll be ready.
So he'll be ready to go. So we want to thank everybody out there that's been watching. We want you to continue to watch every Saturday right here at 1:30. Native News Today. For Jason Salzman and Gerald Wofford, we'll see y'all next week.